Hello, my name is Spencer, and today we are looking at Endless Dungeon, which, first off, there was another game called Dungeon of the Endless made by this same studio, Amplitude. I have not played that game. This is, I don't think, a direct sequel to that, but more of a spiritual successor to it or something. I don't know, haven't played it, so this impression is coming from a place of this is like a whole new game for me. I don't know anything about Dungeon of the Endless. But if you've played the Endless games, this will be familiar to you. You'll recognize some of the resources that are used. Maybe some of the character designs will look kind of familiar. And essentially what the story here is that there are a group of people who are shipwrecked on an old space station that was used by the Endless. It's been abandoned. There is little to no power, so you don't really have a good way to get off, and you're trying to get down into the core so you can hopefully find something or restart the station and open things up so you can leave. That's basically the premise of the story, and that's really all you need to know. The options menu, we want to look at that first. So, video settings seem decent. You can turn VSync on or off. I'll keep it off. The frame rate can go pretty high, up to 240 maximum, so that's nice. Gamma, brightness, contrast. Now these selection of different things that you can adjust is alright, but for some reason you can see these here: material weathering, texture quality, shadow technique, anisotropic textures. You can't change these. It doesn't matter which settings you're on, you can't change them, which I don't know why these are even here then. It's very strange. I don't know why it's like that. I'm just going to keep it on high for now. But that should really be fixed. I don't know why you can't change these. You should be able to. Very odd. But the settings generally, what you can change is okay. But not being able to change texture quality is just like, I don't know what's going on there. Audio sliders, you've got different audio sliders for everything. You can have headphone mode on or off. If you have speakers, there's different settings there. You can turn voice chat on or off. This game does have co-op, so you can play this with other people. There's a maximum of 3 people, I believe. Different settings down here for voice. Gameplay. This aiming laser is, well, we can get into it later, but you can have it on or off. I haven't messed with aim offset or screen shake. Neither one of those have been a problem, which is why I haven't touched either one. Languages, pretty good selection here. I don't think there's anything major missing from what I can see, but maybe not. You can adjust subtitles. Subtitles you can make really big, so if you do have trouble seeing the subtitles, this at 30 they're pretty big, but at 100 they're really big. Some other settings for health bars and damage, player names, stuff like that. You can adjust the UI scale, so that's pretty nice. Background opacity, don't even bother with that. And then we get to the controls, which are also a little bit strange, like the graphical settings. There is mouse aim assist, so you can turn that on or off if you want to. You can lock the cursor to the screen or not, which is nice because I tend to move the mouse outside of the window when I'm moving around and then accidentally click on some other window and click out of the game. So that can be a little stressful, especially when I'm in the middle of a firefight or something like that. But that's probably just a me thing. I don't think that's a problem that most people have. You can rebind the keys. That is not what I wanted to do. But you can rebind the keys to almost whatever button you want. But then some of these options are grayed out down here. You can't change button presses for interface interactions, which again is strange that you can't adjust this at all. I don't know why it's like that. So the options menu is generally decent, but there's some weird things that you can't do, like button rebinding grayed out in the video settings. It needs a little bit of work though. A little bit of work. Those things should not be grayed out. So yeah, I'm hoping future updates will fix that. So let's get into the game. Your main base is this saloon area where you have various different characters that you can talk to. Might be just a little bit of small talk, or there's some upgrades that you can get at different stations here. So basically, well, we'll start here. You can choose which area to start in. There are 4 levels on the station. You can either start in Devotion Garden. What was this one? Astral Harbor, and I think this is headquarters. Yeah, headquarters. I haven't been to headquarters. I've been to both Devotion Garden and Astral Station. And actually, we do have a little bit of a map here. So I'll explain. This outer ring here is the first floor. You can see the connections to further floors. This little dotted line. It might be a little bit hard to see. It's pretty faint, but you can get to the labor colony from this floor. I believe you can also get to the security vaults from this floor somehow, but I'm not sure how. I haven't figured that out. I've been to Life Incubator once, and then there's the core. But you can choose different areas to start in, and then presumably, if I can figure out how to go to this one, you have a bit of a choice for which one you go to next. And I'm assuming Labor Colony, for instance, can connect to Life Incubator and Hive Mind. And you can see on the left over here, you will be told what types of enemies are present there. So I've been to Devotion Garden. I don't believe there are any blobs in this area, but there are bugs and bots. Each of them has different strengths and weaknesses. There are elemental effects in this game, but we can get into that later. But this is the basic map, and you can progress in different ways. You can choose where you start. So over here you have a workshop where you can do upgrades to the saloon. I unlocked this. Weather's Eye unlocks more information about collectibles on the station map. It seems like it didn't really do anything. Maybe I'm just not noticing. Maybe items on the station are highlighted when I'm doing a run, but I didn't really notice anything different. There's some other things here, like this drum set. There's a little stage over there. You can unlock the drums there. You can earn more scraps when you're on the station, which scraps are, you get scraps at the end of a floor, and then you can come back to the saloon and unlock various different things here. You can unlock more chests. I unlocked this one because I really wanted it. I can take 3 heroes now instead of just 2. So there's some kind of metagame stuff. There's only 8 here. I feel like there should be more than that, because that's not a lot of choices here. You can also upgrade your characters, and basically when you're on missions you can, or when you're on runs, you can do missions for specific characters, like they have to kill a certain number of enemies or whatever. And when you unlock more of their story, you'll unlock more of their chip slots. And you can, for instance, improve the range of their active skill. You can increase their maximum health. There's various different things that you can do with all of these characters. And there's actually a couple more, like 2 or 3 more characters that I haven't unlocked yet, but you can get some of these upgrades here. And we'll talk about this little bot too, but you can upgrade this as well. This is not a playable character. This is just like, well, we'll talk about it later. And then you can do the same with weapons. One thing that would be nice with the weapons is it would be nice if it displayed, it says it's a default weapon. It would be better if it displayed which characters use this weapon by default. I know the sweeper does, and someone else does, but I don't remember who. But it doesn't display that information. I think that's kind of weird. But you can unlock a few things here. Only having 2 mods seems very limiting. You don't really have a lot of choices for how to build a character with different weapons, which, by the way, other than the default weapons, which weapons you get is random when you're doing a run. So you might be excited to get to have the ray gun and get plus 15 attack damage and hits 1 additional target, but it doesn't, like, you're not guaranteed to get this. It's just random. So more mods, and maybe have the ability to choose which weapon you start with. Although, since I'm mentioning that, you can kind of influence what you start with because you have chests here. Don't worry, these are not like loot chests where you got to get out the credit card and do anything like that. You use scraps for this. So you can get a common chest, an uncommon chest, or a rare chest. So what this will do is at the start of the run, you'll have a chest in the starting room that you're in, which will have contains only 3 items of the following types: dust, medkit, devices, turrets. I don't really want that. I want weapons. Contains 2 of the following items: weapons, devices, resources. I'm gonna buy one of these and hope that I get a decent weapon. But you can use scraps for that as well. There's also a little bunch of information here that you can get on the station itself. The archives here, this is also something that information that you unlock as you play the levels. I could play this now, and it has like a little cinematic of the collapse of the station, sort of what happened, but it's not super detailed. Yeah, this is just kind of story bits. This again is just information about heroes. There's information about monsters and the different districts that you're in. They've got a whole little story for everything. The glossary is the most useful thing, because if you're ever confused, and you can access this when you're in a run, you can look at this glossary and see what exactly everything does, from gameplays to different statistics and different things on the stations and things in rooms and collectibles. So that's nice. That's very helpful, because I got confused about several things and wasn't really sure what different mechanics were exactly. And there's other characters that you can talk to. You can change skins over here with whatever person you want. I haven't unlocked any of this stuff, but we'll just leave that for now. So I don't think there's anything else on the station itself. We're just gonna go to Astral Harbor. I like Sweeper. I think the starting weapon with the sprayer is nice. Cardi's really good. And I'm gonna take Shroom because she can heal, and that's very nice. You can change the difficulty here. I'm just gonna stick to normal. I'm not gonna go on hard, so I'll just stick with that. So now we'll get in and we can actually look at the game itself and see what's going on. All right. So here we are. This is the crystal bot that I was kind of showing you before. basically what you have to do is you have to move this crystal bot from one slot to the next in order to power up different sections of this floor so that you can open doors and move on. The resources over here, science, production, and food, are all produced when you open doors, and only when you open doors. Actually, that's not true. You can destroy some of these barrels and they might have resources in them, but not always. In fact, a lot of the time they don't. So you open a door, you'll get resources. From what I have seen, you are never going to encounter a room right next to your starting room that has enemies or enemy spawners in them. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to just start opening all the doors, because you want to come to one of these generators. And it'll cost you production. You can choose to produce food, more industry, or more science, depending on what you want to do. Food is mostly used for upgrading your characters to make them more powerful. Industry is for building turrets, and science is mostly for doing research. We're gonna do industry because I want to make sure that I actually have enough to build turrets, and we're just gonna kind of explore the rooms right next to where I start. I'm also gonna get science, and I'm hoping there's not gonna be enemies here. Okay, good. No. Sometimes you'll just come across rooms that just have nothing in them. Only barrels to destroy. And the aiming is not great. I mean, I'm aiming right at this and I can't hit the barrel. I finally hit it. The aiming is very strange. You know, you can sit here and try to shoot at a barrel and it doesn't... You have to, like, wiggle it around and try to get it to hit right. So... let's open this chest and see what's in here. Not the weapon I want. It's a crossbow. It's a charged crossbow. Does decent damage. 20% critical damage with no other hero in the room. Well, you know what? I'm going to switch to you. And you're pretty powerful. You can switch between characters by just pressing the space bar. And if you're in co-op, then you're going to have two other people playing the other characters, so you can't do that. And if you want to, let's say you want them to defend a certain area, one of them, or both of them, you can just tell one of them to stop following you, and then Cardi will stay in that room. And if any kind of enemies come through, she will just stay there and defend. So that's kind of nice. You can place people in different areas so that they can defend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, and I don't want the generators to be destroyed, because if those generators get destroyed, they're gone. You can't get them back. This is just a medkit dispenser. You can buy medkits here. I believe this is the only way to get medkits. Now this door is locked. It's locked by a barrier. There's a little breaker that you'll find on the ground in some other room. There will be an icon that shows up on the mini-map here, and you can bring up the map with tab. And you will be able to see where the breaker is. I'm not sure. Oh, there it is, breaker, right here. So this little symbol will show up wherever it is on the map. It's nice to have this little legend over here. So, okay, we've got some enemies. We've got some bots over here. Now, this is a bot spawner. When there's a wave, this is where these bots will come from. And you can see that the danger level has started to go up. Now, if I just sit here, the danger level will go up on its own without opening doors. But as you open more doors, you'll get the resources, but the danger level will increase. I don't know how I feel about this mechanic. I feel like being reliant on needing to open doors is for resources is just kind of... I don't love it. I will say I don't love it. Oh, I can't equip this weapon. Only you can equip that weapon. That's fine. I don't know that I like that. I think that kind of sucks. You can see the danger levels going up again. So we're gonna build some turrets. I only have the one. Okay. I'd like to build some turrets, but I'd really like to find some research. Oh, there's also this guy that you can buy different things from. You can buy some weapons from him. You can buy a an upgrade for one of your characters. Grenadier. I'd like this. I just don't know if anybody that I have can use that. I think Sweeper can. Sweeper can. I don't really like that charge weapon. Oh, that rate of fire isn't as high as I want. That's okay. But it would be nice if I can get the mouse. It would be nice to, well, it displays what character can't use that weapon. It might be kind of nice. Well, I guess that works. I guess that's fine. Because then you can see at a glance whether one of the characters can use it or not. And if they're not on the list, they can use it. Now we're about to hit a wave here, and I'm so not ready. I don't want the resource to get hit, so we're just going to set up a turret here. Now, this room is the only room where enemies will come from. They won't come from anywhere else, and you do not want them to go after the bot. Because if the bot gets destroyed, then the run is over. Shouldn't be too bad, though. It's just a few bots here. You do have some abilities with these characters. I'm going to switch to somebody else here. This card is really nice. I'll just show you one of those once we get some enemies showing up here. It's really not going to be eventful because there's only one of these. And they do a pretty good job. This ability of hers kind of freezes enemies, stuns them, so you can hit them. I forget what you do. You do healing. That's right, that's what Shroom does. Shroom does healing. But for instance, like Sweeper, you have a little ability there that can slow enemies down. So there's some different things that you can do with those characters. Oh, and this is a dead end. I guess I'll check these barrels. If there's anything. Oh, there are some resources. Now, that's pretty rare. You don't usually get a lot of resources from these barrels. It's very few and far between. I'm getting kind of lucky here, though. Almost proving my point wrong. I already opened that. Let's... I don't want to put that resource generator in... Oh, that's right. I can't open that. Oh, but there's another door over here. That's right. So you'll go through and kind of... Some rooms will have these enemies, an initial group of enemies that you have to clear out. And here we have another bot spawner. Now the danger level is going to rise, so we want to not take too long. Light and electrical damage, no. +3 range for active skill. You know what? I'll do that for you. That's fine. Then you can have, he can have better range on his skill. So we'll come over here, and one of the problems is that as you go through, that's dust. I'll explain what that is in a minute. As you go through, you kind of just have to do the same sort of thing every time. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of variety in how you approach these floors. You're gonna have to get a breaker because doors are gonna be locked. You're kind of gonna have to open all of or most of the door. Yeah, probably all of the doors because you want to maximize how many resources that you have. So you just end up opening everything and expanding everywhere, and there's no real strategy to it. Now, maybe I should have kept that door closed so that bots can't come through here and like jam through this way or in the opposite direction, but that's, you know, that's fine. There's a little bit of strategy like that you can do, but it's not, you know, you're not going to have radically different builds or anything. The nice thing is that most of the time when you're in different menus like research, the danger level goes down to safe, so you can actually take your time to look at what you're doing here. So we have a few choices for bots, or I'm sorry, not bots, for turrets. All we have right now are bots, so I'm gonna want the EMP blast, so that will do electrical damage to them because they're weak to it, but it's gonna trigger a wave. So a wave is gonna come through and we're gonna have to defend ourselves. I will start this, but I'm going to leave Cardi here to defend, and actually I'm gonna give you a turret. Ooh, and there's some coming from this way. Okay. And I know there's more from the other direction. I'm gonna leave Shroom right here, please. Don't let that die. My bot's taking damage. Okay.
I love that sound.
I think she's handling it. Okay. That's fine. So, your character is pretty powerful. Oh, the wave's done already. Your character is pretty powerful and can do a lot of damage on their own. This is not going to be a big tower defense game or turret defense game, I guess in this case, in that you're not going to be totally reliant on the towers. You can potentially lock down a room if you have the right turrets and if you have enough turrets. So we could probably lock this room down with some of these electrical turrets. Now, when you build these, it's going to cost 7. And then I believe, oh no, it doesn't. I thought the price for these went up. I think the price for on consecutive floors goes up or something like that. Or maybe it's just that turrets are different prices. I don't know. But with 3 of these in this room, we can probably totally lock down this room and it's no problem. You can't do that with every room because your resources are limited. But we opened that breaker before, which means these doors that were locked were red are now green and we can actually get through. I probably won't open this door right now just to make sure that enemies don't, you know, come out this way and then flood over to there. Just to try to funnel them. Sometimes you'll find chests. Actually, a lot of the time you'll find a chest. The taser. I think Shroom can use this, and you don't have a second weapon. And this will be good against bots. Should be able to use that. Yes, you can. That's just more scraps. Let's have you follow me. So, let's see. There's a door here. And this is kind of just... Oh, we got another chest here. This is kind of the basics of the gameplay. You're just going to be going from room to room. And you're trying to figure out where to bring the bot next. So it's got to be through here. We should do another research. There are going to be enemies in here. It's still more bots. Haven't seen any other enemies so far. We can probably lock down this room too with enough of those EMP turrets. So we'll see if that works. And then, oh, if you need to get back to the bot, you can hold the Alt key and it'll take it back to wherever the bot is. Not just this room, but wherever the bot is. So if it's in danger, you can get back really quickly and help defend it. So we've got to be able to go through that door. I would like to do more research before another wave hits. So probably that's a level 2 EMP bot, but I don't have enough science. We could probably do... We could get one more door open. We're not going to get it before the next wave, but that's fine. There's nothing in this room. That's fine. Let's just head back there really quick. And then I'm going to leave Shroom there. Now, the thing that you have to be careful of as you go is that you don't want to spend too much building turrets, because there are only so many doors to open. I don't even... I should just try to let the turret do stuff, but you do a lot of damage. And you can see this room has been completely locked down. We can upgrade those. They'll glow that like golden color when they're ready to upgrade. But I mean, this room, even if you moved her out of there, yeah, this room can be like totally locked down here. Someone was damaging the bot. I don't know who that was. And all your turrets heal at the end of a wave. And they don't disappear completely if they're destroyed. You can bring them back, unlike the resource generators. Now, we're probably going to need to deal with bugs at some point, not on this floor. So we'll get the fire. I'm going to leave that room alone because that seems to be perfectly fine. No big deal. There was... oh, that door's locked. That's right. I saw a turret can get upgraded. It's hard to see, but it's kind of a... yeah, it's a golden color. That means it's ready to upgrade, so you can just go and get that. It'll pick up a few scraps. And I think... is there a door over here? No, there's not a door over here. But this room is locked down. The other room is locked down. And there doesn't seem to be really any enemies coming from here. I don't think any came through. Not sure what's going on there. Is there any other research? I can't afford research. The only thing I can get is Gellify, reduce movement speed. Okay, well that's not necessary. So we can think about basically getting out of here. Getting out of this floor. Pretty soon here. We just need to figure out where the exit is. Oh, and the exit is right here. So we can start to move over this way whenever we're ready. And we're currently on safe. The danger level, I don't believe, will increase at all unless you start opening doors. So we should be fine. So what we're going to do is, because it's all bots, I'm going to get a couple of these here. And then with 3 characters... I think we should be fine. I think we can just go, to be honest with you, because I really just want to get to the next floor. Now, what path this bot takes, I'm not exactly sure, because if I had this door open, it could go this way, or it could go this way. I don't really know which. And it's hard to tell. It's gonna go in this direction, which is fine. I'm not sure if it computes the distance or maybe the defenses or something. I don't know. We're handling this pretty well. I think it's good that I didn't open this door. Now, I may open this door now, just so I can get a few more resources. It's the last door that we have to open. I'll just open that up. But you can see the enemies are coming around that way before instead of this way, so that's helpful. Oops, stay away. This one's holding up relatively well. Although, could use some repairs just to make sure. I won't worry about that too much. Please stay away from my bot. Please. And you can repair these turrets when they're damaged. This little swing that you do can also push back and damage enemies here, so if you need to get enemies away from you or something like that, if they're right on top of you or whatever, you can do that. They also, in addition to their one ability, they also have an ultimate ability. You can see she can roll around and damage enemies like this. It's nice and useful to clear out a bunch of enemies. The other characters do different things as well. The bot is still moving, and we just gotta wait for this to slot in here. And even if you're on the other side of this door, that door will close, you'll get teleported right over here. So you're never gonna be in a situation where the bot is over here, you're in some other room, and you get stuck or locked in. You just get transported immediately. And you can see here, number of doors open, the resources I produced, all that kind of stuff goes into how many scraps I earn. And the scraps, like I mentioned before, are used to unlock upgrades on the station and stuff like that. So we're gonna move a little bit faster here now that I've kind of explained what's happening. These, sometimes you'll find these, they'll produce a resource on their own. I don't think it's any more than +2. I've never seen more than +2. It's random which one you get, and they don't always show up, so that's just a nice bonus to have. We want to find generators. And here we have one. Find a locked door. This time I'm gonna do food. And I'm gonna do production, because I feel like the EMP turrets and the flame turret are enough. And if I really need to do research, I have a lot of it if I need some other damage type. And we'll do industry. So let's see here. I guess we'll go this way since we're already over here and see what's going on. So I think that the game is pretty good, but it does need some improvements. I'll take a heal, why not? I feel like, as I mentioned before, there isn't a lot of variety in these runs. And you just end up opening all of the doors anyway, if you want to maximize the resources and everything. Let's see here. Give you heals at the end of each wave. Give me fire rate. There's no reloading on these weapons either, so you can just continuously fire, and you don't have to worry about reloading or anything like that. I'd like to lock this room down if possible, and they'll make a beeline for the doors. So there are turret slots kind of like over here. I don't know why you would put one here, because they're gonna go straight for this door. I suppose if this door is unlocked, they'll have to pass by this one, but they might go this way or they might go that way and hit that one. Excuse me. Some of the turret placements, the slots are kind of weird. They feel like they're way out of the way. Like putting a turret here doesn't make a lot of sense. This also doesn't have a lot of range, this straight shooter. I feel like this should have a lot of range, but the flame the flame like thrower has a greater range than, I don't know, this would be like the equivalent of an assault rifle. It's just shoots straight. It's very odd. I feel like that range should be upgraded. We don't want this to get destroyed, and since those are bots, we'll do... Well, we probably only need one. We probably only need one, and I'm just gonna keep Sweeper here. And then I think that door is locked down there. So, and this door is locked. So we'll come over here and see what else we can find. Oh, actually I should use... Oh, wait. Oh, it is Sweeper that has the... Okay, you know what? It is Sweeper that has this flame weapon. I want to use that against the... against the bugs over here. So you two need to come over here. And at least... Cardi can stay here. And then Shroom can come with me. And that area should be fine. With those... with that turret and Cardi there, it should be okay. Ow. We'll just get rid of these bugs. Shouldn't need a turret, although putting one down would be nice. I'll put a second one down.
Keep me alive.
Maybe we can lock this down. Let's see what happens.
Wait up.
Leave you
Stay
there.
for a second.
Repair these. Oh, there's a research station right here. That's nice. We might want to research... Tesla ball, jello fire. Well, what else do we have? Laser blinder. Light damage. I haven't gotten this one.
Cover this.
This will also spawn a wave, but it'll be fine. Those turrets, those turrets are down, but it's not a big deal. It'll be fine. So you can kind of double down. Oops. You can kind of double down on a wave and do research at the same time. Doesn't seem to be significantly more difficult, which I think is a valid thing to criticize here. Oh, and I should mention that characters have a passive ability. So you can see when you walk in, the turrets have that little icon above them. I think they do more damage when Sweeper is in the same room as the turrets. Let me... I should be able to check that. I thought I could. I believe that's his passive ability. So... You know what I think I may have done? I think when I was messing with the controls, I may have unbinded the escape key because I can't hit escape. Alright. Well, that's fine. I think I messed that up somehow when I was in the settings. But that's fine. We're not done yet. Okay. Oh, we got another wave incoming. Okay, here's the breaker. So we open that. Clear these out. Thankfully, no enemy spawners. I'm not really too worried about any enemies overpowering me here. Oh, okay. Ah. Flame actually does a decent amount of damage against the robots. Ah, okay. Sometimes you'll come across what's called a dark room. So, oh, I can't use the railgun. You will need one of these dusts to power up the room if you want to be able to access the turrets and stuff like that. You can still open the door, but if you wanted turrets to be able to lock this down, you would need to use the dust that you can find around randomly. You're not going to come across a lot of dark rooms. Oh, and here's the next slot, so we're going to want to move there. But you don't really come across dark rooms all that often, and there's usually nothing that useful in them. So there's not a whole lot of reason to do it. I've seen this room many times before. It's a very nice, fancy-looking ship, but the only thing in here is this chest. That's all there ever is. It would be nice if there was, you know, something more in here. Now, this is a different flame weapon. Okay, that looks like a higher rate of fire, and it hits in an area. Short range, slow rate of fire, large area of effect. Well, I like the area of effect. Oh, also slow rate of fire. Yeah, I think I like that better. +1 wit per turret in each room. I guess I'll take that. Wit is... that determines how much you repair turrets every time you hit them. How many hit points you repair. So, we're going to want to move to this room, which is not too far. It'll come right through here. The bugs seem to be fine, like totally locked down. Was there anything else I wanted to research? We could get a level 2 turret. Ooh, the repairing turrets over time. That would be nice. So you can put that turret down, and then any turrets in the same room that repairer is in will just automatically repair the turrets. So then you don't have to go in there and micromanage. You will come across some tougher enemies, like this big guy here, who do more damage and have more health. They can be dangerous, although it's, from what I've seen, it's not too bad. Oh, one thing that would be really nice, I would really like to be able to increase the size of the mouse pointer, because I tend to lose where the mouse pointer is, so it can be really hard to see where exactly I'm aiming. Now, obviously, I can just look at the character and see which way they're facing. I didn't mean to do that. But being able to increase the cursor size would be really helpful. Extremely helpful. I don't have enough science to build anything else. You know what I haven't found? I haven't found the guy that does the upgrades. But that's fine. I think we can just... This isn't gonna matter because we're gonna be moving bots. Oh, I should pick up this scrap. Let me get one more health kit. And actually, I feel like there was something else over here. Oh, it was the upgrade. That's right. Let's see. Return damage. I guess that's if I get hit, it returns damage. Increases elemental power of fire and acid. You have an acid weapon, right? That's right, you do. That's perfect for you. You got a nice acid weapon. I don't want these bots to come through this way and go there. I want them to have to go through those turrets and then maybe hit this turret. So, actually, just switch me over to Sweeper instead. We will... Oh, actually, there's a door over here. Let's see what's over here. Okay, that just connects to that room. I'm not going to open that. There you are! That's who I was looking for, but you have things that I can't afford. This is a power of acid damage. Oh! If I can get Cardi to take that, that'll increase your acid damage even more. I don't know if I have room for that, but we'll see.
It works. Promise.
Even more acid damage. Oh, but oh no, that switches those out. Oh, but who cares? Plus 20 critical damage when no other heroes in the room. I intend to have you around, so now that doesn't matter. You have a lot of... Oops. You have a lot of acid damage. Another chest. Get one of those. That's just more of those upgrade cells that you can use for characters at the station, at the saloon, I should say. You know, even the acid does quite a bit of damage to the robots. I don't think I'm even, like, barely hitting you. Yeah, the aiming is a little strange. Nothing in here. Let's just lock this down. And this room should be totally fine, and then we don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm just farming up resources at this point. This floor is rather large. Ah, this is how we end the level. Now, I could move the bot from here straight to the door, or I could move it here and come through this way. That's probably a little bit easier. So that is what I'm going to do, so that we have a bit of an easier time. But this door is of course locked, so we have to move the bot to the other area, to the other slot. That's the wrong way. So, oh, shouldn't be too much of an issue here to get rid of these guys. I'm just gonna leave you there. Sweeper, I need you to be over here, please. little fix there. That should be fine. His little special ability will push back enemies in a large area. That one's very useful. I find Sweeper to be very useful. Oh, we got a... Sometimes the enemies will get like stuck in a room and the wave will not have ended and you're trying to figure out, okay, why isn't the wave over? Why is it not done? It's because there's one enemy who is just stuck. Oh. Everybody come with me. And then we will... I'm feeling pretty confident we can just move here and then we can move out. Because opening this door and just going this way would be easier than having to go kind of zigzagging around. Let's get to you. Now, when I first started, I felt like a little bit overwhelmed with all of the enemies, because I think what I was trying to do was I was trying to make the turrets work. I wasn't doing this, where I was putting a bunch of turrets in the spawner room, because I think I had put like one turret in there, and it wasn't locking down the enemies at all. And then I just got to a point where I said, you know what? I can just put a bunch of turrets in this room and lock it down. And I knew better what to spend resources on. What I was doing before was I was putting a bunch of turrets in the same room where the bot was. And there wasn't really a reason for that unless you felt like there was no other good place. Hello? Or is the wave? Oh, the wave's still happening. I thought the wave was over. I thought the wave was over. But you don't really need to have a ton of turrets in this room. There's also a lot of turrets in locations that don't make a lot of sense. I guess putting turrets over here when you're initially coming through, if there's a lot of enemies following you, that makes sense. But the thing is, when you build a turret, there's no way to tear that turret down. Once it's placed, that's it. It's there. And you can't move it. You can replace it with something else, but you can't move it. You can't get any resources back, which is why it's really important to be careful about where you're placing turrets. So we're just going to start immediately. Come back to here. And I'm not too worried about enemies coming through here. The only thing... Let's see. We can hold them off. Just give me some here. I think 2 is enough. It should be fine. I'm not concerned about it. Oh, hello. I forgot about all you following right behind. They can just walk through here. And then they're gonna need to... Yeah, gonna have to defend this way. It might be nice to be able to force close a door. Don't make it a thing that you can do all the time, but to give yourself a little bit of strategy if you open the door and you say, oh, I don't think I want that open, that's just gonna make this more difficult. You can force the door closed. Oh, one of these turrets is down, but don't worry. Not destroyed forever. You can repair these again. Shouldn't be an issue. Oh. Stay away from the turret, please. Okay, and you're unlocking. Don't see any other resources. There are also these explosive barrels that you can find around, which are helpful. Oh, I got a little resource there. So that can do a lot of damage to enemies. And we're done with the first floor here. Now I'm not gonna try to go all the way to the core here, but you'll show up to this elevator, and if you have a choice, you can choose to go to one section or the other. Onto the next floor. There's a score breakdown. And
I'm not sure.
little story bit here. I don't have the security vault. I haven't unlocked that yet. I'm not sure how to unlock that. But go to the labor colony here. There's some various different things that you can unlock. There's also a quest available for Cardi here. So she'll have to probably kill a certain number of enemies or something like that in order to complete her quest and then unlock more of the upgrade slots, the chip slots, so that you can upgrade the character here. But you don't really, as I mentioned before, there's not a lot of variety in the builds. Oh, sometimes you'll find these that just have resources. You just get it for free. There's also little story bits here that you can find and in these areas. You can read those if you want. I've mostly just ignored them because I don't really care all that much, to be honest with you. No resource generators on the first room here, so that's a little disappointing. But this is... Oh, there's a resource generator here. This is basically the whole game, pretty much. It's, you know, it's decent. Oh, those are bugs. I can use the flames here. But there are definitely some improvements that should be made. I mentioned some things about the turrets and stuff. Acid. You have electric? I already have somebody who has acid. I don't think that matters. I have a lot of resources. I should probably use up some of those. Now these are blobs. I don't have a turret. Actually, it's you with the acid. I don't have a turret to deal with the blobs specifically. So I think that's pretty much all I have to show for you here. This game is available on Steam. Believe it is $29.99 USD. I'll put something on the screen if that's wrong. It's decent, but I think there are definitely improvements to be made. But it's, you know, I think you should probably wait for some updates, because I think the game needs it. Where are these guys gonna come from? They're gonna come from that direction, I believe. Let's put some of these down. Oh, that doesn't have a far range at all. That's fine. Oh, my resource generators! Oh, I'm probably gonna lose this, because I'm gonna lose them. But I would wait. Please don't destroy that. I would wait for updates and kind of see what happens with the game. Or, if you don't think it's really worth your time right now and you don't want to wait for updates, then don't buy it. But it's alright. The runs could use more variety. You should be able to remove turrets if you want to, instead of just once they're placed and that's it. And you just have to deal with, hopefully you put them in the right place. Yeah, it's decent. I'm sorry that this is just so kind of blah in terms of how I feel about it, but it's decent. So maybe pick it up on sale, wait for updates, something like that. But thank you for watching. I hope this helped, and I will see you next time. And I'm gonna kill a few more bugs here.